Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Pete Salcido, and to my right is Mr. Joe Reed. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
The reason we're doing this today is because we wanted to shine some light on the new project that we are working on. I wanted to give you guys a little bit of an explanation and how it works. The name of the project is Enter the Cannabis Space by Cali Care Group. And I am going to let Mr. Joe Reed here explain it to you. And if it's something you're interested in, let us know.
Thanks, Pete. So, basically, to sum it up, not to bore the world, is that I entered the cannabis delivery space in 2010. And the landscape of the cannabis delivery space in 2010 obviously is a lot different now, entering that space in 2023. And so, I get approached probably at the very least once or twice a month by friends that are asking either how to start a brand, how to I'm gonna face you and talk like
That's
you know what I
right.
mean, like you're the
Yeah,
one
that's
that
cool.
even though you know everything already. And
That's all right.
so I get approached at least once or twice a month by people that are either trying to start a brand or get into the delivery side of it, the retail side of it. I mean, even still, people trying to get into the cultivation side of it.
Mm.
And so, where I've wished for a long time that I had a program that I can just, kind of plug and play people in. And then on some other hands, I wish, people would have stopped asking me because I didn't have a way to help them enter the space. And so the reason first off, that I've named it Enter the Cannabis Space is because we're going to help people do exactly that,
That's right.
whether they're in the space or not. And so I wanted to be very directly, want to name it and put it, straight in their face.
Sure.
And so what this basically is a way that folks can solve a couple different problems. One, if they're wanting to enter the cannabis space, we can help them get into the cannabis space, at a very affordable rate where they don't have to mortgage their life to do it.
Mm.
Because in 2010, it cost me about $8,000 to get into the cannabis space. I entered it with a few jars of weed in my dresser, and then I started a delivery service back in
Yeah.
the medical days.
Yeah.
Where in this day and age, it's going to cost you, I mean, if you get lucky and you score the opportunity to use somebody's license, it's going to cost you $10,000 a month, probably, $5,000 to $10,000 a month just to lease someone's license.
Mm.
Then you're still paying metric fees.
That's
That's
right.
fees for track and trace, and then you're paying office fees, and then that could be in upwards of $10,000 $15,000 a month to just start a delivery service.
That's right.
So what we've done, what we're going to do is we're going to we've put together a system basically that would allow a person or persons that whether they're already operating an unlicensed delivery
Mm-hmm.
service, they're operating a licensed delivery service and they're just paying too much, or they're just trying to get a product to market and they have their own circle of friends that want to potentially buy cannabis from them, but they also want to avoid um, you know, going to jail basically,
Sure.
doing it, or at the very least getting, some big tickets and
Yeah.
being banned from the industry.
That's right.
So to put it simple, is that we've put together a system, we've put together a team to help with this system, help folks get involved with the cannabis industry at a pretty low rate.
That's right.
Where if you don't have to, I guess you have to ask yourself the question: if you don't have to pay rent,
Mm-hmm.
if you don't have to pay a metric staff and office staff, and you were only responsible for taking care of, putting product on your shelf or really in your box to make deliveries, and you were able to do this legally, completely
That's right.
compliantly,
Mm-hmm.
what would that be worth to a person?
That's right.
And not just so much what's that worth to a person, but what they can actually afford. So I
Mm-hmm.
feel like we've come up with a very affordable solution to help people do exactly what the name says, is enter the cannabis space.
Mm-hmm.
So whether you're a brand that's struggling to get to that end consumer, or whether you're just a brand that wants to get to an end consumer that you've never sold yet, or like I said, if you're an unlicensed delivery service or somebody that's closely related to the cannabis industry and you want to start a delivery service, because let's face it, like everybody, especially in California and states like California, everybody knows people that smoke weed.
That's right.
And so the idea is that we can help you capitalize on the idea that you probably already know people that smoke weed, and even the folks that you don't know, you probably have within a pretty close proximity, 1 or 2 degrees of separation, know quite a bit of people that smoke cannabis. So if we can help you either start a really lucrative side hustle in the cannabis industry legally, or this could end up turning into your new career,
right.
I feel like we have a system that can do that. So we've developed, and it's taken me a little while to develop this properly, but we have a plug and play system to be able to do that. And it really came from something that we kind of started in 2020. I had posted something, and you might remember this.
I do remember.
I posted something on my personal social media page in 2020 saying, because everyone was at home, so
That's right.
I had a lot of friends that were out of work. They were struggling. I said, look, who would be interested in getting involved with the cannabis space on the delivery side? And then we helped a handful of friends get into the industry. But we really didn't know what the hell we were doing.
Right.
We really just had, I had a license. I had obviously availability to product, and then we helped some people get into the space. Well, since then, we've, like I said, we've developed, a decent system to be able to help people do this.
Can we talk a little bit about what that system consists of, and that way people could have an understanding of what exactly we are actually trying to do?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you're paying, let's say you pay office rent, let's just say you're pretty serious about entering the cannabis space, and number one thing you would want to do is find an office and apply for a license. Well, we take both of those things completely off the table for you. I mean, well, completely out of the equation for you. You don't have to worry about that. We already have the offices, and we already have the license. So we cut that right out. So then, again, what is that worth to you? So for a pretty, I'd say for less than a crappy apartment in California, we can get you a monthly, I guess you could say, subscription to using our license.
That's right.
And our compliance staff, and we can get you plugged in. So we're I'll just throw a number out there. We're looking at somewhere around $2,500 a month. You can get involved with what we're doing into our program if you're either a small or mid-size delivery service, or again, like somebody that's just entering the space.
Right.
And so again, you're not having to pay for rent. You're not having to pay for a staff, and then we can get you in this space. And so just the idea that if you were to enter this space using our system, and let's just say you're paying $2,500 a month, well, just the money that you would make, the return on your investment by being able to advertise out in the open, you're able to use licensed distribution centers, and you're able to advertise on Weed Maps, Leafly, and all of those platforms. I mean, I would honestly say that if you're not confident enough in yourself to be able to make up that difference and make that $2,500 a month, then you probably shouldn't be talking to us anyways, because that's not very much. Yeah. And so, of course, depending on the size of your business, because somebody might be hearing this, or somebody might be, within our circle that might be doing $100,000, $200,000 a month, but they're just paying outrageous license fees. Well, one is to say that you might be okay with paying those license fees, but any smart business person, unless they're married to that relationship with that license, might say, well, why am I paying that when I can go over here? And we have a tiered system to where a person doing $100,000 a month might only be paying $5,000-$6,000 a month with us.
That's right.
Again, because we're not looking, a friend of mine said the other day that he's a singles and doubles guy. We're not looking to knock this out of the park on every single deal. The idea is we're going to make a little bit of money, but we're going to help people. We're going to help the small guy, because let's face it, everybody out there says they want to help the small guy until it actually comes down to helping the small guy.
That's right.
We're helping ourselves because we will put a few bucks in our pocket, but we truly am helping the small guy in this industry help somebody get started. So it's a win-win for both parties.
And it's it's an investment in yourself as well for someone that's willing to, take this serious and actually go through with it, especially for someone that's just starting, right? This is a perfect opportunity. It's a great opportunity all the way around, right? Mm-hmm. You want to talk a little bit about the distribution aspect of it, of your business, and what that can do for for the person that's interested in this?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad you mentioned that. And so not only will we help you lease and get on board with the retail side, with the home delivery retail side, or it's called non-storefront retail, but we have access either through our own distribution or our JV joint venture distribution centers to all the cannabis flower that you need, to all the concentrates, vape cartridges. And if we don't have something, now you have that availability, that capability of using our license to be able to call these licensed companies and get brands like Stizzy, Cookies, Raw Garden, 710 Labs, all of this brought into our distribution center, tagged for your delivery routes, and now you can sell those on your routes to where, of course, a lot of people right now, these days say, well, I can still get those unlicensed. One, if you are getting them unlicensed, you're paying more because people know that they can charge you more because they're unlicensed. And then almost, I'd say 90% of the time, 80-90% of the time, they're knockoffs because technology is kept up with, the industry, and now people are counterfeiting things. And so, if you're okay with the idea of basically trapping and counterfeiting and like doing it that way, that's fine. Again, maybe you're not the person that we need to talk to, but if you're looking to actually build something that potentially could be, passed on to family members or sold through an acquisition later on. I mean, let's just say you do this thing properly and you build yourself a route that's doing $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 a month. Well, if you're tired of doing it in a few years, you can now sell that route. That's where, right. You don't see drug dealers selling. I mean, well, I don't know. I don't know enough about that. But, you can't list on, MyBiz, buymybiz.com, right. You know what I mean, if you're selling a drug dealing route. You know what I mean? So you can actually, and you can get yourself insurance, business credit. I mean, there's so many different benefits other than just being able to sell licensed cannabis.
Yep. No, I think, like I said, all around, it's a great opportunity for those people that are trying to take it serious. If you're already doing this and aren't licensed, it's a great way to scale up. If you're looking to scale up, you are now able to market yourself or market your company with Weed Maps and every other company. There's just so many things that are good about this. I think it's great. Like you said, we're here to help people. We want to see everybody win, and it's definitely something to look into. If anybody has any questions, you guys are always welcome to holler at us and ask away.
Yeah, I just want to say one more thing, and then I'll leave our contact information to be able to reach us. Is that everybody out there, I mean, that's, I guess you would say, fantasizes or dreams about starting your own business, and they want to get into an industry that's like moving and is actually cool to talk about right now and actually has a lot of upswing potential and will hopefully become federally legal pretty soon. I mean, if you're looking for an opportunity, of course you can go out there and you could raise enough money to buy a house and Airbnb it out or flip it, or, you can buy cars, you can tour them out. There's so many different side hustles out there to make you like great income. You can buy, you can buy a Starbucks if you have a couple $1 million. But the idea is that if you have $2,500 and a little bit of work ethic, like, you have a company like Cali Care Group that's been doing this for 13 years.
That's right.
Like, so you don't have to try to reinvent the wheel. Like, we know how to start a delivery service on the cannabis side. We know how to scale a delivery service. And we also, because we have the team to do it, can keep you compliant and keep your ass out of jail doing it.
That's right.
And so that's kind of, where we're going. And if you want to contact us, and learn more about this, you can either DM us, because I'm sure some people will see this probably on social media. You can send us a message. I would send us a message right now. The easiest way to reach us would be at info at Cali Care Group. So that's info at CaliCaregroup.com. I would just put in the description or the subject, home delivery, and then that way we know how to, differentiate. We will have a website that's being built as soon as our creative director gets caught up on things. It'll be enterthecannabisspace.com. And so, I would even go as far as to taking a look and seeing if it's up by the time you guys view this video. So it's Enter the Cannabis Space, exactly how it sounds and is spelt. .com. And then obviously my name is Joe. You can attention Joe or Pete. We're both going to be spearheading this project. Even though he interviewed me during it, he already knew all the answers to all these questions. And so, so this is going to be an amazing opportunity for some, and then for other people, you'll pass it up. But then who knows? You might be the type of person that passes a $100 bill on the ground too. So that's pretty much all I got.
Yeah, that's great. No, thank you. You pretty much hit the nail in the head. That's all I got for today. So
Awesome.
we look forward to working with everybody.
Yep. Thanks, guys.